Yo, yo, yo. What up, fans of the sport? We're gonna hop right into it. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury had a trilogy, 3 fights. In the first fight, actually pretty close. Wasn't the most entertaining fight. Fury pretty much boxed the way he boxed Klitschko. Dancing around, flicking his jab. Didn't sit down on anything, but he was coming in out of shape. He had been through a lot. Drugs, alcohol, whatever he was doing. Partying. I think he still lives that lifestyle, but hey, whatever. So, in that fight, I gave Fury, out of 12 rounds, I gave him 9. But 2 out of the 3 rounds that he didn't win, he got knocked down, right? Making those 2-point rounds. Wilder had the belt. Wilder kept his belts because the fight was ruled a draw, right? A lot of people had a problem with that. I thought Fury edged it out, but because I understand boxing, I didn't feel like he was going to go over there and take Wilder's belt off of that type of performance, like he was allowed to do to Klitschko. Like, I thought Klitschko should have kept his belt after that fight. Like, it's the hurt. Boxing is the hurt business. So I get it. There was no controversy after the first fight, right? Second fight. They're building up to the second fight. It was a pretty big fight, right? There was no controversy, but there was plenty of shit talk. But if you can remember, Fury came out, he didn't really say much. I remember he came out, he had his shades on, didn't say much. He let Wilder do most of the talking. And what Fury did say is, look, I'm coming out, I'm going to be front foot dominant, and I'm going to slug this guy. I'm going to lock him in the phone booth and beat the shit out of him. And I'm going to stop him. I think he said something like 2 or 3 rounds, something like that. Wilder, we had not seen that from Tyson Fury, but he did kind of switch trainers. He went over there to Kronk in Detroit. So, they don't do no tap dancing. If you go over there, you're training to get guys out of there, right? So they fought. Make a long story short, Fury crushed Wilder in that fight in dominant fashion. The towel, to the point where the towel was thrown in. Wilder wasn't protecting himself. The towel was thrown in. I wish the towel wasn't thrown in. But I'm not Wilder's trainer, right? So if his trainer thinks he needs to do what he needs to do his job, protect his fighter, that's what he did. Especially if it's a guy like Mark Breland, guy who's been there, done that. He's achieved things, he's seen things, he knows what he's seeing. Guys bleeding out of his ear. Like, he did what a lot of trainers would have done. And after the fight, that's when all the shit started, right? The accusations, guys pulling up pics from the first fight. Now all of a sudden Fury's a cheater. They're going back to his boar meat ordeal from years ago, and not before the first. So the boar meat incident that happened before the first fight, but none of that came out until after Wilder got his ass whipped in the second fight. I'm going somewhere with this. I just want to properly lay out this timeline, because this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. So, after the second fight, then a lot of the YouTubers became Wilder's unofficial PR firm. You know, because they had been so emotionally invested in this guy. So emotionally invested. You know, all the hyperbole that they were putting out, and you know, so they had to have a reason for the ass whipping. And the reasons were Fury had dynamite and brass knuckles inside his gloves. And every time he punched Wilder, an explosion went off that like created a dent in his head. That's one excuse. Mark Breland, American boxing great Mark Breland, was jealous of Deontay Wilder. So jealous that he put muscle relaxers in his water. Mark Breland put muscle relaxers in his water that JD is just so happened to have in his hand. JD was the one giving Wilder the water on fight night. JD was in the training room when Tyson Fury was getting his gloves put on. All this stuff we know. I don't even want to go through it, but I have to, because this is some fucking bullshit. So Mark Breland was so jealous he spiked Wilder's water. And Mark Breland is not only a jealous man, but he's a genius man too. He's like a mastermind, because whatever muscle relaxer that he used, it was something so insidious that it didn't show up on the post-fight test, post-fight piss test. None of the, I mean, wow. This guy, Mark Breland, must be like Lex Luthor or something, right? The boxing commission had it in for Deontay Wilder after this in the second fight. The referee, who took points away from Fury with no warning, no prior warning, just took the points away from Fury. He was also in the tank for Fury. This is all alleged, right? This is all coming from these Wilder weirdos. So you got the gloves, you got the trainer, you got the crooked trainer, you got the Nevada State Commission, you got the WBC, and the ref, all aligned against Wilder. And let's not forget the first thing, the costume that Wilder went to, I can't remember, I don't know the name of the website, but it's two guys from the LGBT community. They have a website, you know, very flamboyant, and they sell clothing, and that's where Wilder went. That's where he goes to buy all his ring attire. That's who he selected. You know, some guys come out like this with a towel wrapped around and they just ready to get the business. Wilder went to this website to get his ring attire. Oh, but it was too heavy. It was so heavy. It was 40 pounds, and it weighed his legs down. And by the time he, you know, the ring walk is about what? Let's give it 2 minutes, tops. A very slow ring walk would be about 2 minutes. His legs were gone, right? Because we know Wilder works on his legs, right? We know Wilder, like, so, yeah, we know he trains his legs like a demon, right? We know that's something that he works on. Now Wilder, he's not top heavy at all, you know. All these excuses came out. This was 2 years ago. And we've had to listen to you boxing fans basically trash the sport. You've basically been trashing the sport. You think you've been trashing Tyson Fury, but you've really been trashing the whole sport for 2 years. All based off of conjecture. Right? So there's a third fight. Now, that in and of itself is like crazy, because you're saying a guy put your health at risk. I mean, went through the most sinister ways of doing it. You know, paying people off, poisoning you, putting things in his gloves. But you sign on to fight him again. You don't sue the guy for fucking up your career, fucking up maybe your life, taking years off your life, taking you away from your kids. He could have killed you, right? According to what you are alleging. You don't sue him, no. You go into another fight with the guy. Right? After you made all these allegations. And you get in the pre-fight build-up, you get in front of his face. You say nothing. You don't. The world is watching, but you don't make those claims. You keep your mouth shut. Right? You keep your fucking mouth shut. So then the third fight happens, and more one-sidedness. You dropped him a couple times. Wilder dropped Fury a couple times in the fight. Fury dropped Wilder 3 times in the fight. But the overall consensus is that Fury beat the shit out of this guy, even worse. And no towel was thrown in. Because nobody wants to get fired, right? Now, your trainer can't care about you. Of course, here comes someone pulling up to talk. You fight this guy again, and he beat your ass. Now the trainer can't care about you. He has to care about his check. So he keeps you in there. And you took an ass whipping that looks the same as the second ass whipping. Now, the second ass whipping, a lot of stuff happened to you, bro. Like, guys had their gloves loaded, commissions got paid off, referees. So I understand why you look like that in the second fight. But in the third fight, all those things were fixed. And you look worse. I don't care about the 2 knockdowns. You know why? Because it's Tyson Fury, and I don't put Tyson Fury on a pedestal. I don't see Tyson Fury the way y'all do. Tyson Fury, to me, he's a fat, out of shape partier. I don't think he lives the boxing lifestyle until it's time. I think he got away with training or like that for Wilder, because you can do that with Wilder. Like, you don't have to, like, Wilder's not fundamentally sound. So if you can stay away from his right hand, you're fine. And Fury knew that. Fury does not live the boxing lifestyle. So I don't put him on a pedestal. So him getting dropped a couple times, all right, he got dropped a couple times. I think he's fucking chinny. You know? I do. Is Fury a bum? Hell no. He's a great boxer. He's a great fighter. He has flaws. And they will be exposed. Like, by the time Fury is done, unless he retires like right now, if he retires right now, that would probably be, as far as his legacy, that would be him going out on top. The more Fury fights, the more we'll see he is not that guy. This is a guy that lost to Otto Wallen. I don't care what any of y'all say. He lost that fight. That cut was all over the place. And anybody else, if that was anybody else, that fight would have been stopped due to the cut. And it wasn't a cut from a headbutt. That was an up jab. He was up jabbing the shit out of Tyson Fury and got nasty with him. That fight should have been stopped. And Otto Wallen really should have won. But he didn't. So back to the bullshit. After you accuse this guy of cheating, you fought him again. After all the toxic shit that you put into this boxing space, the guy still goes over and says, hey man, good fight, and tries to just be a man and say, hey, good fight. You just fought a guy. The least you can do is say good fight. You made some money together. Good fight. You, Wilder, say you don't respect him. But let me go back, because leading up to the fight, Wilder said, if anybody come up to me after the fight, I'ma defend myself. And don't come up to me trying to hug or no. If you come up to me trying to do this and do that, I'ma defend myself. Don't touch me. All this energy. The guy that just whipped your ass went over there and said good fight, and you couldn't even look him in the eye. You got your head down like a little boy, man. It don't make me feel no better to say this shit. But here's the thing. I don't emotionally attach myself to people because they're black, because they're white, because they're this or that. Whatever category, I don't attach myself to people because they're conservative, because they're liberal, because they're straight, because they're gay. I don't attach myself to people off of shit like that. I look at your character, right? And I appreciated people look at mine. Like, don't judge me don't try to attach yourself to me off of anything that you just can look at and see. Oh, he's black, so I'm going, no. No, I'm a spiritual being. We all are. I'm a man. Right? So, you said you was gonna have some type of energy for whoever approached you after the fight. That man went over there and told you, good fight. You said, I don't respect you. And then he stayed there and said, look, I don't know what's up with this guy, man. This motherfucker tripping. I ain't never cheated. Real respect, real, man. That was fucked up. And you know it was, because 5 days later, here you are saying congratulations. Congratulations to Tyson Fury. See, a lot of you weak dudes out there, that works for you. That type of shit works for you. That passive aggressive, like that anti-confrontational. You said in a tweet, I lost so much respect for this guy. I have even less respect after the tweet than I did before. Nobody picking on him. You know why? Because as a man, you gotta do things in a proper fucking order. You accuse this motherfucker of cheating. So, and you accuse your trainer of poisoning you, dude. You accuse your trainer of poisoning you. You accuse the commission of cheating. You accused all these people, all these innocent people. And then after the third fight, you want to congratulate a motherfucker? How about, bro, I'm sorry? How about I'm sorry? Or if you can't bring yourself to say I'm sorry, how about I apologize for what I said? Where's that? Like, cause think about it. Like, you have been accusing this motherfucker. So why would you congratulate somebody who cheated you? Follow the timeline. Things have to be in order. I wouldn't accept that apology. The first thing is, bro, you gotta clear my name. You gotta clear my fucking name. Not just mine. You gotta clear Mark Breland's name and all these other people. And these fucking you wilder wimps. Like, I'm right here, man. Like, none. Y'all some suckers, man. And I could tell you was sucking in real life. I could tell that. I could tell you was sucking in real life. And just going forward, just understand this. Like, anything I say on here, I say it to your face. Like, whenever I see you, I live in a city. I'm down here right in Atlanta. I'm from B-More, but I'm right here in Atlanta, bro. Like, anything I say on here, trust and believe I can handle any contingency that comes up. Am I looking for it? No. But this ain't no YouTube. This ain't, I ain't y'all. I ain't that. This ain't that. You niggas is suckers, man. Like, he made y'all look dumb as fuck. Y'all been out here, like, so y'all been out here like calling people coons and shit just for saying they don't think he's gonna win a fight. Oh, you a coon? You going for the white man and that? Y'all been doing this shit. Y'all been so fucking toxic for the last 3 years, bro. That's horrible, man. Look at what you did to the space, and then all for your king. All for your king. To come out and congratulate the guy that y'all said cheated. You niggas weak, man. You niggas weak. I don't even, like, I know this, whatever. You niggas is just weak, man. Fuck y'all.